Hi, and welcome along to the All Guns Blazing podcast with my man DT. Got a special one today because we're going to be discussing the Europa League draw. We're not going to be discussing that actually because obviously we're going into a little break as well, so we can have a look back at how we've been getting on. But first of all, I wanted to talk about that game against Rennes and also about the draw because as this show was just about to be filmed, just before that, the Champions League, I keep doing that. I keep making that mistake, right? The Europa League Thursday night draw was made. And it's like a Champions League game. You said it in one of your videos, right? That it feels like these games are going to feel like Champions League games now. And it does, because we've drawn Napoli, which is the worst possible draw we could have got. They are a top team. Yeah. With top players, Koulibaly and all these sort of guys. And that's who we've drawn. That's who we're going to have to get past. It's going to be really, really tough. What are you feeling on that?
I'm happy with it. I'm all right.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think we're going into a part of the season now where we look good. I think, I said this in my player ratings video I did last night, that I actually feel and think this is the fittest we've looked at this point in the season for years. We look fitter, we look stronger, we look sharper. I'm actually gutted there's a bit of a break. Although the break could actually do them even more. You know, you look at the games that we've just played in succession. We've just played Spurs away. Mentally and physically draining on the players. Right? The game over in Rennes, we had to deal with playing with 10 men for how long? And then we lose the game, and there's the whole backlash from that. We then go into a huge game against Manchester United. Again, mentally and physically draining. Win it. Go into this game knowing that we've got to overturn a 2-goal deficit. Go with the same lineup. There didn't look to be any heavy legs. Everyone looked fresh. When the likes of Iwobi, Mkhitaryan and that come on, we look fresh. You listen to the Rennes coach, and he said, how could you deal with that? We couldn't. That was like playing a Champions League side. You can take off Lacazette and bring on the likes of Mkhitaryan. He goes, how can we deal with that? You can't live with that. And I just feel at the moment we're in a good place. We look really, really sharp at the moment.
Okay, well, listen, let me just go through that draw. So it's Napoli versus Arsenal. Yep. Villarreal versus Valencia. Benfica versus Eintracht Frankfurt. Yep. Slavia Prague versus Chelsea. Chelsea, you got away with one, man. Right, so those are the games. And then our game, we were drawn out. We were supposed to play Napoli away first. But because
this whole
thing about... And yet again, why have we got to change? That's twice now we've had to do that.
3 times.
3 times, because it's a little time thing. We're going to have to go and play... we're going to play at home first. And then we're going to have to play away second. Now, is that good or bad? You know what I mean? Because, you know, we lost to Barté, right? Came back home, turned it around. Lost to Rennes, came back, turned it around. Is it good that we start at home first, where we're really, really strong? Maybe get a lead, then go out to those places, hopefully, knowing that, say, we're sitting on a couple goals lead, and then we go out there and then try and get that away goal, counter-attacking football? Or is that a disadvantage where, you know, I don't know. I kind of think against a team like Napoli, I'm kind of feeling like I'd rather be at home first.
Yeah, now that it's been changed around and I'm looking at it, I'm thinking maybe home is better. Let's go and get a good performance in. Let's put in a big performance. If you take away the silly mistake from Koscielny last year against Madrid in the semi-final, that was the perfect home performance. And we should, if it wasn't for Oblak, won that game by 4 or 5. So if we play with that kind of intensity, I don't think a lot of these European teams can handle the pace and the intensity that the English clubs bring, especially at home.
Napoli are a good team, though.
They're a good side. Don't get me wrong. They're unreal. They're an unreal side. They're unreal.
Don't get it twisted, man.
But I watched it, and, you know, we've seen firsthand what they were like this year because we watched their games when they were playing the likes of Liverpool, PSG. I think they were a little bit lucky that they drew those, you know, in that group. But I look at their game in the second leg that they played. yesterday, and look at that as well. They lost 3-1.
Yeah.
So even with the likes of Koulibaly there, they can be got at. You can get at them.
Let me just explain to you another conundrum, another problem that I've just seen, right, in looking at this fixture. So the first game will be on the 11th of April.
Yeah.
All right, that'll be at home, yeah?
Yeah.
We then play Watford away on the Monday. Mm-hmm. Then we got to go Napoli away on the Thursday.
I know.
Surely, I mean, they probably ain't going to change that now, Sky.
No.
But that ain't going to do us no favours at all,
no.
innit? We
What
play
did I say to you?
Play a game on the Monday night, and then a few days later, you've got to go away to play in Napoli, which could be a season-defining game. That means we might have to rest players for that. I mean, it's
not good. What did I say to you in my interview?
Again, we should be getting that game moved back then.
Yeah.
So that Watford game should be moved back.
What did I say to you in the interview? I said to you that there's 3 fixtures in April where they put us on a Monday night. And with us progressing in the Europa League now, this means we've got to play on a Monday, then a Thursday. And who does this? Who at Sky looks at the fixtures and go, you know what, there's a possibility Arsenal are getting through to the Europa. That's 3 days after we want to put them against Watford on the Monday. We can't really, that's not right. You know, you look at the difference between organisations of other countries in comparison to ours.
Rennes got a full week off.
Their organisation and the club that they were playing against said, you know what, absolutely fine. This is one of the biggest games in your history. It's huge for you. Take the weekend off. Go fully prepare for it. And they beat us 3-1. Our organisation's like, yeah, shut up, play.
They'd have us playing a game the day before if they could.
If they could, they could get away with it.
This is where this is ridiculous now. That game should be changed.
It should be.
That game should be changed to a Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, that is a very important game. You want to have enough preparation time for it.
And those extra 24 hours could be crucial.
Yeah. It means, though, that we're going to have to rest players for that Watford game.
Yeah, but
you're not going to be able to go in there with your full strength team when you think about it.
You know what?
Especially if there's a lot on that second leg. If you win the first leg, say a 3-0, then you sort of, all right.
This is what I mean. We're going to have to watch and see what happens.
What if it's tight? It's 2-1 or something like that.
We're going to have to look. We're going to have to look to see what happens in the first leg.
It should be just changed anyway.
I know. But then this is
there's
why...
There's enough time. There's a full month.
I know.
You know, they say, oh, you need a month's notice. We give them a month.
to change it.
Well, they can put fixtures in at a month's notice, so why can't they change something back?
Because they ain't going to. We're not Tottenham. They're not going to help us. The FA ain't going to help us. They don't care. They don't care. It's as simple as that. So I'm already. This is why
not happy about this.
This is why you look at like these fixtures. Like I was saying to you, right? We're going to have to watch the first leg, see what happens. And this is also why other sides like Manchester United, when they won it that year, they had to prioritise which one you're going to go for. So I'm adamant still, even more so now, that top 4 is our priority.
Yeah, but it's not just about...
I know that.
I know it's about getting into the Champions League as the ultimate prize, really. But we also want to win a trophy.
I know that.
When was the last time we won a European trophy? 90s, 94, something like that, right? I want to see Arsenal try and win this, right? I think we've got, even though Napoli are a great side, I think we've got a good side as well, good enough to beat Napoli.
Yeah, of course.
Over 2 legs. I look at the rest of the teams in the tournament. Obviously, Chelsea, you know, you're playing another English team. We know about Chelsea. They're a good team. They beat us once this season. We've beaten them once this season. That'd be very tough. But definitely, you look at the competition and say, we can win this. We could win this competition.
Yeah,
Unai Emery is a guy who's won it 3 times. I want to go for this, right? And I think that, the Premier League should be instructing Sky Sports and saying, Sky, I know you had it Monday Night Football. You have to change that, swap with something else. You've got enough notice now that this has come out. A full month's notice. You put games in that or less sometimes.
Yeah.
You got enough time to switch that, change that game, and then, help Arsenal out and help an English team out and let them try and progress. But we all know, like you said, what the outcome's going to be.
Yeah, they ain't going to do it. We can apply and try and see if we can get it changed, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
This is where TV money is running football.
Exactly.
But listen, great.
Who's after that, by the way?
Who's after that?
after the second leg.
It's a tough run of games because just before that we got Everton on the 7th of April.
After the second leg, who are we playing after the second leg?
Then just after the second leg, Crystal Palace at home.
And what day is that on?
That's
Sunday?
On the Sunday, so that's going to have to be moved.
No, it'll be a normal Sunday.
That's on this Saturday.
So that'll go to the Sunday.
So that's going to be moved. Don't be surprised to see that go. No, there's already a Monday. Well, don't be surprised they moved that to a Monday as well. We could be on Monday every week.
Jesus Christ. And then, of course, we've also got the semi-final mapped out.
Yeah,
if that
semi-final mapped out. If we get through, Villarreal or Valencia.
Santi Cazorla, Francis Coquelin, Gabriel.
You said on your live thing we did. Who did we play when we beat?
In 2006 was Villarreal.
When we got to the final of Champions
1-0
League.
at Highbury, Colo Torre, Drew 0-0, and Jens Lehmann saved the Riquelme last-minute penalty.
Yeah, so who knows, man? We could be on our way. That could be the route for it. It's going to be tough. And
there's the possibility of going all the way to Azerbaijan with Chelsea.
Yeah, because Chelsea, to me,
a trip
you look at Chelsea's route, you'd fancy them to get all the way, wouldn't you?
But then saying that, you know what? I don't trust anything anymore because we sat here on this podcast after the last round of draws and you sat there and went through all of the teams and you went, right, let's say all of the favourites get through, blah, 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 blah. And two of the sides that we predicted to go through that didn't go through are Sevilla
Inter Milan.
Yeah. So who's to say?
It's cup competition now.
I looked at that. I know Chelsea have got the more favourable draw with Prague. But I'll tell you something. I watched their highlights of their game that they won last night with that last-minute extra-time winner. They deserve some respect and credit. What a performance that was, man.
Beat Chelsea.
But you never know. Let's just say, you look at our first leg, for example. No one thought Rennes were going to beat us. But let's just say Chelsea have a sending off. Something goes wrong. Yeah. The goalkeeper refuses to come off again. Or, but let's just say something like that happens.
Yeah.
This is the beauty of football. You can never, ever tell what's going to happen. Now, we all sit here realistically and go, Chelsea are through. Let's look at their potential semi-finalists, possibly Benfica. Yes, that will be a tough game, but realistically, they're going to get to the final. But would you stick your house on it?
Oh, no.
Exactly.
No.
Beauty of football.
Benfica are a good team as well.
So
listen, there's good teams left in it now, and to win it, we're going to have to really step it up. Listen, the performance against Rennes, 3-0, comprehensive, I thought. I was saying it after the game that, think about it, how many chances did Rennes really have? All the chances they had were all offside as well.
Yeah, I know.
Right? It was pretty easy win. 3-0. All right, we're going to be a bit nervous at the end because they get one goal, it goes back into extra time.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that Arsenal were excellent on the night.
It was dominant.
We should have scored more goals.
Yeah.
Aubameyang could have had a hat-trick.
Yeah.
Should have had a hat-trick.
Yeah.
But two great goals by him. It was a great performance by him on the night.
Yeah.
Ainsley Maitland-Niles with a great little header as well, and a good performance by him as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that team's full of confidence at the moment. I mean, why didn't they play like that in the first leg? That's what I want to know. But was that just down to the fact that it was 10 men? If it had been 11 against 11, do you think we would have been comfortable in both games?
Well, you look at that first leg, before the sending off, it could have easily been 2 or 3-0 to us. You think of the Torreira chance straight at the keeper. Mustafi had one just past the post. It could have been 2-3-0. So we had the chances, but then it went pear-shaped after the sending off. And you've got to take that into consideration. Naive defending right at the end to concede the third goal. But then last night was comfortable.
Yeah.
Their tactics were very simple. Get a player sent off. That was their tactics.
They were trying to get Lacazette sent off.
They were trying so hard. And Ben Arthur, are you laughing at Emery now?
Yeah, well,
you mug.
What an idiot he is, right?
What a mug.
You've won the first leg.
You got a second to go and you're running your mouth.
And you've got to go to the Emirates and you're shooting off your mouth. Now, if any of the Arsenal players needed any extra motivation, that was it.
Yeah.
It'd be like, you're dissing our manager. All right, wait until you come to the Emirates.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see who's going to be agitated at the end of that game.
Yeah,
and,
exactly. And it's the same. It's
one of the reasons why Ben Arthur's never made it, and he's got brilliant talent.
But he's just an idiot.
His attitude is terrible.
It does.
There's been some great performances. Manchester United, beating them. I mean, listen, look at it. You look on it like this, right? You always get a time of the season when you're an Arsenal fan where there's a batch of games that you look at. Normally Tottenham's one of them, and you think to yourself, Tottenham away, this one, that one. We'll go through them. We won't win them. And then literally at the end of that, our season's done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Over. We're out of everything in the league. We're out of all the Champions League, Europa Leagues are done.
Yeah.
And maybe
An
there
FA Cup.
might be an FA Cup if we're lucky at the end. But this,
Feels nice.
at the moment, when you saw those batch of games, we're like, wow. You know, from last year, I looked at those games like, wow, Tottenham, Man United, and then possible Europa League, where it means a lot on it.
Yeah.
And we've come through all of them in flying colours. The Tottenham one, drawing, but it felt like a loss because we missed that last-minute penalty. You know, all right, we had that poor performance in Rennes. Quite easily, that's when the meltdown could have started.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the Man United fans thought that was when the meltdown was going to start. They were tweeting out packets of Rennies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We went into that game. We beat Manchester United 2-0. And by the way, a couple of United fans have been getting at me, oh, it weren't a penalty. I'm like, yeah, bro.
But neither was the penalty that they got at PSG.
Exactly. And I'm like, bro, we did score another goal, yeah? So we'd still have won 1-0, right? So chill.
Exactly.
And
maybe if they didn't have Mark Henry up front, then they would have scored some goals. But it is the way it is. At the end of I can't
beat
get
them,
on Man United
beat them
fans,
2-0.
man.
And then the next game against Rennes now,
Turn that
right,
around.
3-1 down, to turn that around 3-0, right? To put right the result from the week before. This team, to me, it's not just confidence. They're showing a lot of mental strength.
Yeah.
They're showing a lot
Sound
of,
like Arsenal.
there's a lot of momentum. Well, they are though. They are. I'm starting to. It's not just.
I know.
We
I
used
know
to hear
it-
about
no, no,
mental.
no, I know what
we
you're
used to
saying.
hear a lot of talk about mental strength,
But never see it.
but we never saw it. I'm starting to see mental strength.
Yeah.
I've seen Aubameyang say, "Yo, give me the ball. I'll take that penalty."
Yeah.
Right? That's mental strength. I'm seeing a team that's 3-1 down, right?
But they're turning it around and they've got the
Turning it
ability.
around and keeping a clean sheet.
Yeah.
In the past, we might have scored 3 goals. We wouldn't have kept that clean sheet.
No. I know what you're saying.
They would have got 1 goal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We would have got into extra time. We would have overcommitted. They would have caught us on the break.
Yeah.
We'd be out.
See, you
Right? I'm
speaking.
seeing good signs in this team.
No, I know what you're saying.
And I think all credit for this goes to the manager.
Yeah, that's it.
Because the manager,
'Cause he's
for me,
instilling it.
is instilling a fighting spirit. He's instilling. The other thing is as well, in times gone by, and I was talking about this the other night, Arsenal players have been like, there'd be like a general vibe going through it, that team, like, we're tired. And you touched on it earlier. Oh, we're tired. We've had so many games, tough games recently. And I think this manager's, the way he instills into them is like, yeah, we're going out to play games. He doesn't rest a lot of players, does he?
No, don't. Even that, I thought there
The
was going to be
same
some
team,
changes.
like you said,
but
same team,
Yeah.
literally, apart from Czech and obviously
And
Socrates,
Mustafi.
who was out,
Yeah.
right? Played.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yo, you're playing. Boom. And I don't know, man. There's a different attitude to that team,
Mentality.
different mentality. And I think, you know, it's exciting at the moment to look forward from now till the end of the season. There's like 8 games left in the Premier League. We got a great chance of getting into that top 4.
Yeah. Well, we have. Listen, it's in our
We've
hands,
got a great
man.
chance, even though we've drawn Napoli. Napoli will fear us as much as we
Yeah,
fear
they
them.
won't. They won't like that draw. They'll look at that
they'll
and
be
they'll
looking
go,
at it, oh, dear, man, that's a tough
that's
game.
a tough one. Lacazette, Aubameyang, and
Yeah.
Ozil, and they won't like that at all.
No.
And at the end of the day, like I said, it was such a good performance last night. You're talking about Man United fans and everything else. You know for a fact that Man United fans had everything saved, ready for us to lose last night. And they're fuming. Don't get me started on Man United fans, because all they do, all we had to put up with leading up to that game against them was them giving it this. Even Flex, love Flex, and we talk away off camera, yeah, but all we got, even on camera, was cockiness.
Yep.
And it was just that,
Ransom, Bant,
don't
Flex.
get me started. Don't even get
All
me
these
started
guys-
on these people, man.
All these guys giving it hardcore, man.
And then they can't take a bit of it back.
well, you got to take it
There's
back.
a reason
we took
why-
it when we got beaten at FA Cup, they were all
Exactly.
over us.
Let me
They
explain
were all
something.
over
Let me
us and we took it.
let me explain something, right? There's a reason why people went on AFTV after the game and mentioning Mark and Flex and the other guy. Don't even want to mention his name. Him, right? There's a reason why. Because you lot run your mouth so much, you have to take your medicine back. 2 days before the game, Mark standing outside the Emirates over a Thierry Henry statue holding an L up. What do you expect is going to happen? Mark knows that it's going to backfire. And to be fair to him, he's taken it and he's gone, it is what it is. He knew what was coming. Same with Flex. But there's a few others that haven't taken it. And they're getting really, really wound up and really angry.
Sea salt.
You know what I mean? And it is. And I love every minute of it. And you know what? We put the performance in. And to put that kind of performance in against Rennes, it sets us up now. We've got no game for 3 weekends. The one thing I did not want for the next 3 weeks for us to sit there and go, oh, what if we missed that chance? If we took that chance against United? Or, oh, man, if we only never conceded that goal against Rennes. And now we can go, yeah, Rennes is done. Man United's done. Don't even talk about it now. Let's look forward. Top 4 is in our hands. Yeah? After the next set of games, top 3 might be in our hands. Tottenham are playing Liverpool away.
Well,
We're playing Newcastle at home.
Check this out as well, right? When you look at that battle now for the top 4, it became more interesting again today because you look at
the Champions
Tottenham
League draw.
And Man United at Champions League draw.
Exactly.
Man United got Barcelona.
So you're not going to rest players.
So you can't rest players, and that's going to be 2 very, very tough games. Don't get me wrong, we got a tough game as well. But they got 2 huge, tough games. Tottenham have got Man City. Tough games. And then they got to go play Man City in the league.
Yeah.
And they got to go away to Anfield as well.
Yeah.
So it's opening up for us. If we really, you know, and we've, you know, injury-wise as well, we've got a lot of players coming back. And those players that are starting to come back, like a Mkhitaryan, is looking on form at the moment.
Yeah, Mkhitaryan's looking dangerous,
He's looking on form at the moment.
He's looking dangerous.
Yeah.
Very dangerous. He's starting to look like the Mkhitaryan that was at Dortmund.
Yeah. Maitland-Niles is stepping up at right back. I've been saying it all season. I'm like, somebody tell this kid, that could be yours.
Would you remember we were having this conversation in a game?
Yeah.
What game was it? It was Barté away. And we were standing there and he had an absolute shocker that day. And you were saying to me, and
I've been saying, we
were like,
because everyone's always coming off.
He's got an opportunity here.
Yeah, because
he's clearly ahead of Jenkinson and Lichtsteiner in Unai Emery's fort in that right back role. You now have the chance to play every week for Arsenal Football Club. Go and grab it with both hands.
Yeah.
And he wasn't.
Forget this thing about, like, you know, I hear so many fans saying, oh, but he's being played out of position. He's in his wrong position. No. You, as a young player, have got a chance to burst into Arsenal's first team. That's the dream of every player playing in that youth team, right? It doesn't matter what position you're in there, and you've got an opportunity. Make it your own. Look at, and I think I mentioned it in when I was doing some of the fan cams after the Rennes game. Look at Wan-Bissaka.
I heard in one of his interviews recently that he actually asked to go on loan. He went to see Roy Hodgson, was a bit disillusioned by the chances, and he was actually a winger.
Yeah.
And
again, it's not his position. And he was nowhere near the first team.
And then,
he's an academy player.
And then Roy Hodgson convinced him and said, no, look, stay. You will get an opportunity. It's tough at the moment. He decided to stay. There was a few injuries. And there was more than
there was a
crippling injury crisis.
Yeah, they had an injury crisis.
And Roy actually had to say, yeah, go on.
He literally had to send the SOS out to the academy and say, if you've got anybody you can send to play. Because we've just got nobody. I think he's at right back. We've got no one there. And he came in and he put in 2-3 brilliant performances. And the established players can't get back in.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we've discovered an absolute gem here. The players, the established players can't. So for Maitland-Niles, it's the same thing. Make the position your own. Performances like against Rennes, like against Manchester United. Do that from now till the end of the season. Who's to say when Bellerin gets fit? I mean, we know that Lichtsteiner is only here till the end of the season. He'll be gone. Jenkinson will probably go anyway. And probably at Arsenal, they've probably been thinking, right, we need to buy a right back. But who's to say that they're not going to look on it now and say, if he put in brilliant performances, they'd be like, well, Bellerin, this guy's on fire, man. You need to show us now.
Yeah. And Bellerin's not going to be fit for the start of next season.
Yeah. And football is ruthless. Bellerin comes back and this kid is like every week's performing brilliantly. That position's your own.
Yeah.
So it's such an incentive for him, and I'm glad that he's grasping it now, because the last couple games he's been outstanding. The second half against Manchester United, he was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's superb.
Right? The game against Rennes, brilliant again, right? His speed of recovery, his timing of tackles, and then going forward, he scored. And his speed, he was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so glad to see this, because I was quite critical of him early in the season, because I'm like, yeah, come on, take your opportunity, man.
Yeah.
These opportunities don't come very regularly. So it's great to see. It's great to see when players are coming through the academy. I absolutely love it. When players are, how much money does that save? When you've got a player for a club like us that don't like to spend out loads of money. Imagine if you get 3-4 players like that. We've got two at the moment. We've got Iwobi, we've got Maitland-Niles. 2 academy players featuring regularly in the Arsenal first team. That is great.
Yeah.
If we can get Emil Smith-Rowe back and he can do a similar thing, if Reece Nelson can come back, that's when you say to yourself, you've got like really good homegrown players coming through. That's brilliant. But, players are rising up at the moment and are on form. As I said, Monreal, I thought, against Rennes in the second leg. He knew he had a bad game in the first one. Stepped up. Excellent.
Yeah, he did.
Playing like a youngster at the moment.
I think Kolasinac helped him a lot as well and pushing him back the other way.
Kolasinac was brilliant.
Xhaka
Last
was
couple
good.
of games. Xhaka's been good. Cut a little in Rennes. Got a little mistake creeping back in.
Here he goes.
If I'm going to be a bit harsh, against Manchester United, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
I remember when we was doing a preview with Mark Goldbridge and he's going, oh, you've got no Torreira. I said, yeah, hold on. I go, let me tell you something, yeah. Ask any Arsenal fan who's been watching the recent games. Not sure Torreira's going to be as big a miss as it might have been a month or so ago, because this guy, Xhaka, stepped up now. The other thing I say with Xhaka is one of the things we've said over the years. I've said, I know you always loving him off, whatever. But what I've said, is I don't know what he is. Is he a holding player? Is he a defensive midfielder? Is he an attacker? I think under Emery now, Emery's sort of giving him his position and
I'll
said,
tell you what he is.
You're a holding sort of deep line player.
I know exactly what he is. He's a leader.
And he's a leader. He's a leader. He's showing leadership.
He is.
Still can be a bit too sloppy.
Yes, he
Right?
needs
Still
to
cut that out of his
eradicate
game.
that.
But some of those games, he's been strong.
Exactly.
That's what I've wanted to see from this guy.
I think that
and he's showing
maybe a little sit-down conversation between me and him, and it will finally iron out those little imperfections. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my
so
God. Listen, it's been great to see, man. It's been great to see.
I love it, and do you know what? And you got to say this as well, right? Someone that has put a shift in the last 2 games and worked. Mesut Ozil.
Yep.
He's worked hard.
You
look at the Rennes game.
I think he's put a shift in because he realises now that you don't just play. If you don't put a shift in, you ain't playing.
But he's putting the shift in, and
Again,
that's why
that's
when
Unai
he gets
Emery.
and
That's
when he
Unai
gets
Emery again.
it is, and when he gets substituted in the 70th or 75th minute, the fans are recognising the guy's put a shift in.
Yeah,
fair
but
play.
He knows now. You got to. You don't put a shift in, you ain't playing. I love
Exactly.
that.
It's good.
That's Emery again.
It's good.
The one disappointing thing for me is that we've now seen that him and Ramsey can play together in the same team, but Ramsey's leaving. Right? Because we were all saying before, this sort of boils down to one or the other, and blah, 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 blah. But now we see how good has Ramsey been in the last few games. And he's going.
I do still feel,
be really hard to replace.
From what I'm hearing as well, I do still feel that this is more of Aaron Ramsey leaving than Arsenal. I'm hearing that he was
we took the contract off the table.
Yes, eventually, but he was the one trying to play hardball.
Yeah, well, why not? He man's trying to get the best contract as he can.
But he was getting a ridiculous offer in the first place, and I think he just
you got to get the best deal you possibly can.
And there are rumours saying that he was never planning on signing it.
Your career's drawing down to an end. You want the best possible contract for yourself.
Listen, Unai Emery's biggest job this summer is going to be rebuilding the defence.
Yep.
And replacing Aaron Ramsey, because if he brings in someone of lower standard who doesn't perform, the fans will let you know about it. There's no 2 ways about it. First year was always a free pass for Emery. Always was. Next year, you're not going to get as many free passes if you put in Liverpool performances, like the 5-1. if we see too many of them when we go to the top 6 sides and stuff like that, then you're going to have to say, well, hold on. You've got your team now. You've got your centre-back. You've got your left-back, for example. You've got your DM. You've got your striker. Or you know what I mean?
And it's taking more than 2 years.
Yes, I know that. But what I'm saying is that you've got to see improvement.
Progression.
Yeah. Like, already, I'm looking at it now, sitting here in March, got a nice break, 12 points better off than we were last year. We look fitter, we look sharper, we look stronger, we look better. Apart from the Liverpool game, have we been away from home in the Premier League against the top 6 sides and got completely annihilated? No.
I think, I look at Unai Emery and I say to myself, you were brought in as a coach. Remember, his title's coach, not manager. Yeah? When I judge him as a coach, I think he's done superb. He's handled the Ozil thing. He's now getting the best out of Ozil. Lacazette last year, was like a shadow, right? Sometimes. You know what I mean? We were all wondering, why is he not playing? Why? Always getting taken off, stuff like that. Now this guy, real leader of a team. Aubameyang, over 20-odd goals now.
22.
22 goals this season.
And people want to get rid of him.
And people chat crap about he's not a top striker. Right?
Seriously,
Aubameyang, he's getting the best out.
They're both getting it out of each other.
Yeah, he's getting the best out of guys like Koscielny.
Koscielny, I'll tell you something. The last couple of weeks, Koscielny looked like a 26-year-old again.
Koscielny's been excellent, right? The way he's rotated the keepers, both keepers, I thought Czech done well when he's come in. But when I was going to the Rennes game, people were like, oh, well, why are we playing Czech? I turned around to them and said, did he let us down against Rennes? All right, his distribution could be better. In the first game against Rennes, had it not been for Czech, we could have been looking at even worse. He's a good.
You know what?
I trust. I trust Czech. I trust Czech.
I'll ask you a question now, though. Yeah. Now we got Napoli. Would you not rather Leno there, given how good he's been?
I think Leno's a better keeper. I would rather Leno, but I trust Czech as well. I think Czech.
Yeah.
Czech's distribution is not as good. Nowhere near. We know that. But as a shot stopper, an experienced player, I have no problem with Czech being in there. I also think we don't know the dynamics of a dressing room as well. From what I've been told, Czech is a very well-liked guy and respected guy in that dressing room. It's his last season. He's retiring at the end of the season. If you turn around and say, by the way, Peter, against Napoli, out you go. People in that dressing room might be like,
football's a ruthless business,
man.
But,
your players might be like, what's up, man? Peter was promised this. He's leaving at the end of the season. You know what I mean? Even little things like that.
I know what you're saying.
We don't know about. But
I know what you're saying.
To me, when Czech comes in for Leno, it's not a huge drop, is it?
No.
It's just a drop off in that we know the distribution, but all round keeping, Czech is top keeper as well. So I don't have a problem. The squad is looking quite good at the moment, and
that's right.
If we can, I think this is critical. We've got to keep as many of those players injury-free as possible from now and running until the end of the season. But going back to my point, Unai Emery, underrated guy. I don't hear nobody talking about this manager. None of the pundits and that. You listen the next time. Tell me when you've heard this season a pundit say, Emery, top manager, or Emery's doing a top job, or Emery, nothing. Absolutely nothing. He gets no credit whatsoever. Well, I heard him talking about Pochettino.
Yeah, exactly.
All I see this guy doing is his team's bottling it.
This is
left, right, and centre.
This is the thing, yeah? Like we said, in the next round of fixtures, we could be above Spurs. So, given the fact that they like putting magic socks on when they talk about Pochettino all the time, surely they should be doing the same thing for Emery, because he could be above him in the league.
I'm not saying that Pochettino shouldn't get plaudits, because obviously at Tottenham, he has done a good job, especially when you look at their... I'm trying to be fair now. When you look at the circumstances...
I will never be fair when it comes to them.
But when you look at the circumstances that, they're not in it.
I couldn't care about
Hold
Tottenham.
on.
No. I'm going to nip this in the bud now. I couldn't care
I'm
hold on.
Point.
Wait.
Let me make my point first.
No, I'm going to do what Troops does now on the Bayer show, which is where he speaks over you and you just shut up.
No, let me make my point.
No, I don't care about Spurs. I don't care about what they've achieved. This is their golden era, their golden generation, and you still do fuck all. Fuck Spurs, fuck the Spans, all of them. See him moaning about Aubameyang's mask. Are you actually taking the piss? When your players score a goal, they're out here doing nursery celebrations. Fuck off, man. And you're moaning about my man putting a mask on. Are you taking the piss? Maybe exactly. You know what I mean? Maybe your striker needs to put a mask on. State of him. Piss off, Tottenham fans. End the conversation. Not giving them no praise whatsoever.
All right, I'll abandon that point I was going to make.
Well done. Nah, I can't stand them, man. Sod them, man.
Oh, my God, man.
I like this. Now I know why Troops does it, because you shut up and then that's it, job done. No, done.
Oh, but listen, Emery's doing a great job.
Put you off your tracks.
No, I still remember my point, but I'm gonna pass on it. But Emery's doing a great job.
Yeah, he is.
If at the end of this season we either win that Europa League or get into the top four,
it's one of the managers of the year.
I think he's been outstanding because nobody expects us to get in the top four. No one. And he's just quietly gone about his business. But what I like about him, as I said, as a coach, your job is to get the best out of players. And I think he's getting the best out of players. We talk about Ramsey and, you know, we keep saying how professional he's been in putting in the performances still. And it's true. Mm-hmm. But again, a lot of that must be down to Emery.
Yeah.
That Emery's been able to get a player that's leaving
so and the thing is
still getting the best out of him.
That Ramsey wants to play for him.
Yeah.
Because he could be there like, I don't need to play for you.
Yeah.
I'm not impressing you. I'm going Juve. I'll be with Cristiano next year.
Yeah. He's getting the best out of Iwobi, right? He's getting the best out of Guendouzi, a new kid who's just come there. Granit Xhaka. He's getting the best out of him. All around the pitch, there's certain players that, you know, they've been underachieving. He's getting the best out of these guys. Yep. And when you bring in a coach and you say, yo, here's a team, what is the first thing you're going to say to that coach? Get the best out of them.
Out of what you got.
And he's getting no plaudits. But you know what? I'm glad let's just keep it under the radar. Let him just keep doing what he's doing. Yep. And hopefully we can get into that top four. Then, like you said, that's when then next season is the step up. The club then need to back him with some funds. And hopefully we're in the Champions League. You can get better players as well.
Yeah.
But we've got some good players though, you know?
Yeah, I know.
We've got some good players. They've just been underperforming for a very long time.
You look at it, when you look at some players we might be trying to buy in the summer, a player looking at Arsenal will look at it and go, right, they're in the Champions League now, let's say. They've got Aubameyang, they've got Lacazette, maybe Ozil, if he's knuckling down and he's not going to go and he stays. You know, all these kind of players, London, the stadium, it's very appealing. Very, history. Very appealing. Yeah. Yeah.
Just got to sort that defence out. Isn't it? It's the defence. We see over the past couple of games to keep a clean sheet, Arsenal will probably win most games.
Maybe now that we're playing Napoli, we can tap up Koulibaly.
Don't hold out too long for that one.
We can tap him up a bit. And you know what? Another point, we was mentioning it on the feed when we was watching the thing. What's the situation with David Ospina in this game?
Yeah.
Is he allowed to play?
I don't know. We were talking about it.
I know. I want to find out because I've heard
will Ospina be able to play?
I think it's different rules outside of the Premier League where it's down to...
Would you let him play?
No. Can you imagine Arsenal say, yeah, all right, he can play? We go
just like us to do that.
Yeah, and then you go to the second leg, we get a last-minute penalty to win the game and go through to the semi-finals, and he saves it. Can you imagine the uproar? No. Sorry, David Ospina. There's going to be no Ospina. Or no. Or get on the bench. Or just watch the game. Sorry.
Depending on what the rules of it is.
Yeah, I do think it's down to
Napoli's
Arsenal's
Ancelotti
discretion.
as well.
I know.
So Ancelotti's a good coach.
He's a good coach. Who is Napoli's backup goalkeeper? I don't even know. But Ospina's been performing really well.
Yeah, Ospina's had a great season.
But like you said, they've got
They want to buy him now, don't they? They want to buy Ospina.
Yeah. Koulibaly. I can never pronounce his name that plays
Dries
up front for them.
Good player.
The other one. I can never pronounce his name.
Dries Mertens a good player. Insigne?
That's it.
Yeah, they got good players, man.
Yeah.
They got good players.
Insigne will be a tough one.
I thought that when they played Liverpool, they were very disappointing.
Yeah, they were.
In the Champions League, very disappointing.
And I watched the highlights of their second leg last night.
Yeah.
I watched that, and they were getting pulled apart.
Yeah.
And
I you know one thing that works in our advantage? Now that we're playing Napoli in that first leg, the atmosphere, it's a huge game. It's a big game, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one of those big games that every fan's going to want to be at.
Everyone should want to be there.
Every fan's going to want to be at that. That's a big game. Big game atmosphere. I feel we thrive in that first leg. Exactly. I really do.
Well,
Socrates will be back.
You look at the atmosphere that we created for the Madrid game in the semi-final last year. Huge atmosphere. I shouldn't have even been at that game, should I? I only had my operation 2 weeks before, and I got fed up of sitting at home and watching games. I was like, nah, that's it. I'm going. I'm in. But that kind of atmosphere is what you like, because when we get it like that, Emirates is a fortress. I don't care what
Emirates is a fortress this season.
I know, but what I'm saying, when it's like that, even the players respond. You look at everyone that's came out since last night's game. The first thing that Emery mentions and the players mention is the fans. You were the 12th man. You helped us. We need you. It's not rocket science. You look at some of our best atmospheres this season. Spurs at home, Man United at home, Liverpool at home, Chelsea at home. Have we lost any of those games?
No.
None.
So the fans have got to get behind the team. What did you make? You know, you touched on it earlier. The Wakanda Black Panther mask that Aubameyang put on. Why did he get booked for that?
Do you know what? I had a moan about this morning in my daily show, because there's a little 60-second segment, nice plug there, but where I moan about something. Yesterday I moaned about the weather, because it was raining and I was cold and I was caught in it. So, but yeah, I moaned about that today, because organisations just book you for anything. You remember when Damari Gray took his shirt off the game immediately after the owner had died in a helicopter crash? He got booked.
To show the support for the owner.
Yeah. I can understand if a player jumps in the crowd.
Yeah, we know the jumps in the crowd one. We know the taking the shirt off one. I never knew there was a rule that you can't put nothing on.
I saw a screenshot this morning from the FA rules that it's in the FA rules. You're not allowed to put a mask on. But this ain't an FA competition.
Yeah.
It's a UEFA one.
I don't know what the rules is.
So, but see,
yeah, have a look. Come on, let's have a bit of fun.
Honestly.
Jesus Christ.
We all moan about players and so disconnected from fans and everything. And do you know what? We've wanted that mask for ages. All right? I don't care if he's 29. I don't care if I'm what age I am. I want to see it. I want to screenshot it. I want to plaster it everywhere. I love it. I thought it was brilliant. And the reaction when he pulled it out, everyone was like, finally he's pulled the mask out. It's just a shame he couldn't pull it out against Spurs and he forgot where it was against Manchester United. But it's like, it just brings something between the fans and the players.
It's a vibe, man. It's a vibe.
Aubameyang's the perfect player for that. When he joined this club, and we've said this over and over, when we were about to sign him, we knew what he could do on the pitch. He's a goal scorer. But we were told in no uncertain terms, he's a troublemaker. He's going to upset your dressing room. He's going to be X, Y, Z. He's came into that dressing room, and if anything, he's galvanised it. He's lifted it. Look at the way he responds with the likes of Lacazette and the way that they work off each other. The guy walks around with the biggest smile on his face. He's infectious.
And him being a troublemaker is very inaccurate as well, because in all his time at Dortmund, he wasn't a troublemaker. It was only towards the end when obviously he wanted to get that move and stuff like that. That is when the problems came. He was like a model pro. He's he's got a particular style, and he likes his cars and he likes his clothes and that.
Exactly.
Listen, man, you bagging in 20 odd, 30 odd goals a season.
Do what you want.
Listen, man, you wear what you want. You do what you want. You know what I mean? Cristiano Ronaldo, you can dye your hair pink, blue, yellow, whatever.
But that's the thing, and that's
it's
what
when
I mean.
you're not performing. That's when. This guy performs, and since he's come to Arsenal, he has performed.
Exactly.
I think he could get 30 goals by the end of the season.
He could easily get 30 goals in his first full season at Arsenal. I think if Aubameyang was 25, 26, there'd be a serious chance of him breaking Thierry Henry's all-time goal-scoring record.
Of us losing him.
No, but I genuinely think
Real Madrid or somebody like that.
But I genuinely think if he had a few more years left in him, he could go and get Thierry Henry's record, because he is just a proven goal scorer.
Absolute quality player. We're lucky to be we've got two quality players right now.
And this is what I said to you after the Rennes game. Critical, fine, no problems, all right? I was critical of Aubameyang's performance in Rennes. So was Troops, right? We all were. But the one thing I noticed when I saw Aubameyang at the airport was that smile, that he just has this aura about him where you want to be around him, because he just, it just, you know what I mean? It just
seems like a fun guy, don't
he does. Yeah. And I saw him sitting on the back of the coach on his own, and he just looked a shadow of the player that we all know. And that's why he looked out of the coach, saw me first, and I said to him, pick your head up. And then, no, but that's what I said.
Hold on,
no, it's nothing about that, Robbie. All right?
So now you had something to do with it.
Oh, my God. See this guy twisting it around. I've never said nothing about it. I said that I saw him on the back of the coach, right? And
so
I said
he was
to him,
really down.
And I said to him.
And then you said, lift your head up. And then
he looked at, wait. So I told him to pick his head up, right? And then he turned around and he went like that to me, yeah? And then he went like this, right? And I said to him, just pick. And then Troops come over. He came off the coach. He come up to Troops and he came up to me, right?
He came up to you?
Yeah, greeted us. And we said to him straight, pick your effing head up, right? Pick your head up, right? We go again on Sunday. You've got a chance to deal with it.
No, well, what did he say to that?
And he was like, I know. And then he walked off into the airport.
More like
Ask Troops. You know what? Aubameyang watches this, yeah? Ask Aubameyang yourself.
I don't believe it, man. He just zipped down the
No, he didn't. Shut up, man. Ask Aubameyang
More
yourself.
like, listen, probably the real version went, he was sitting on the coach. You lot were there knocking on it.
How are we meant to knock on a window that's all the way up? The Troops is 5 foot, right? There's no way he's reaching that window.
You were there shouting at him, Aubameyang!
No!
And he's like, and then he looked out and he thought, oh, not them lot again, man. Oh, God.
Can't get away from us, can he?
Called the security over, goes, yeah, when I come off the coach, man, yeah, try and get me through quick here, man, because them man are going to harass me. Chat a load of crap.
This guy, right? You know what? Listen, I'm telling. No, shut up, right?
Right. And then the security said to him, "Yeah, when you get off, just don't talk to him, but just like give a little thing like that."
Oh, piss off, man!
Right? And
this
so he
fool.
came off, right?
This
he
fool.
Came off, he saw you like, yeah, Aubameyang, keep your head up, and then boom,
piss down. Off, man.
How long did he spend with you lot?
Huh?
How long was he talking to you?
Only like 10, 15 seconds. No, it wasn't. The other players, like. He came over and he made a point, and we just simply said to him, "Pick your head up, man. It ain't the end of the world.
Well, maybe to get you in the dressing room.
Sunday. Yeah? Go again on Sunday."
So
you know what? The performance against Man United and the performance against Rennes is because of me and Troops. End of. If you want to mock it now, we're taking credit for it. All right.
I think the performance away at Rennes was probably down to you, because what Socrates done would probably be something you'd do, like play for AFTV, a.f.c. You know what I mean? So that I could definitely attribute to you.
Take your dead team out of this conversation, yeah.
That I could attribute to you. And when you're getting your dead team together,
leaning in the mic to try and
when you're getting your dead team together,
my team's ready.
Yeah, have you had any practices yet?
My team is ready.
You practice yet?
Don't you
had any training sessions?
We've been training at our custom stadium.
Have you had any training sessions yet?
You
ain't trained yet.
We're waiting to see.
Man,
what have you
done? Trained?
Do you even know your players' names? Do you even know your players' names?
Yet?
Do you know
We've been training every week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your players' names?
We train every Thursday.
You
know the names. You're going to know the names. Yeah? When do you want to do this game?
What are you on about? It's a league. We've got to wait for the fixtures to come out.
I can't wait to smash
I can't wait. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stand there on the sideline.
You don't want to do a friendly before that?
No! There ain't no friendly where you lot are involved. You're dead team. You're going to get slapped. And I'm going to sit there and you know there's that gif of you with your big cigar in your mouth. That's going to be me.
That's what I'm going to be smoking after the game, bro.
Cigar in my mouth. And you're just going to be sitting there. No Don Robbie. It's Don DT. Yeah. My team.
Watch.
We'll see.
We'll see. We are going to see.
Cool.
Are you coaching him? You giving the team talk on that?
Relax yourself. Keep talking.
What are you going to tell him?
I love how the podcast end up onto AFTV, a.f.c. and all that.
What are you going to say to him?
Don't worry.
All right, lads. Right. Try not to do what I do. Yeah? Whatever you do, everything you see me do, don't do it. Don't get sent off.
All right. Can I ask you a question, though? Can I ask you a question?
Don't cuss off other players. When you go on the pitch, don't get cuss off, foul anybody. Try not to get a rainbow flick over you.
Yeah.
Are you going to tell him that? Are you going to tell him that?
Are you going to actually tell your players?
Are you going to tell him that?
Are you going to tell your players? Or are you actually going to turn up?
I can't wait to
because hold on. Are you actually going to turn up? Because there were so many games that you didn't turn up because you had more important things.
No, I'll be there
now all of a sudden, because I brought my team, you're like, oh, you know what? I'll make it a little bit important now, so I need to turn up. Don Robbie, I'm going to turn up. Sammy Nasri. Nah, man, take your dead team.
I didn't have to turn up to as many games because you're supposed to be bloody managing it.
Listen,
But
don't worry.
because of your failure.
Because don't
you
worry.
had the thing in meltdown, I had to start coming.
Failure. Hold on a minute. Right.
Failure,
Let-
yes.
Let me just explain
Failure.
something. When you was manager against Google, you
Failure.
got slapped up 4-1 or something.
That was our
when
first
I
ever
was
game.
manager of Google
That was our
against
first ever
Google,
game.
we slapped them up 5-1.
That was our first
Yeah?
ever game with
At the
trials.
end of the day, if I had an owner,
How did we do
right?
it?
If I had an owner, right, that was more like Man City's instead of Stan Kroenke, then I would have been able to flourish in my position.
How did you get on against United Stand? You were managing that as well.
I can't
Right?
remember about
You can't
that game.
remember? Well, let me remind you, yeah?
No,
we lost,
we don't need
we
to
lost the
remind
game.
me.
We had 2 players sent off, and you got sent off as well.
Listen,
yeah?
I was
and the game was abandoned.
I was wrongfully dismissed, all
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
There was
I can't wait.
I can't
We're going to
wait.
smash you to
All
pieces,
right, we'll
man.
see whether
Yeah.
you're going to smash us,
Let's get
all
this
right?
game.
I
Ross,
love how...
if you're watching this, Ross, get this game on, man. I don't
Ring
even-
him.
I
Pick
don't-
your phone up. Ring him.
Ross.
Go on, ring him.
Ross, I don't want to wait for no league. Let's get this guy, get this team, this little dead
All right,
team
we'll
out.
see.
That's what it stands for, DT, dead team.
Yeah.
Get that dead
All right.
team on the pitch, yeah? We're going to slap it up.
All right, we'll see.
Thanks for watching the podcast today and listening to the podcast
Mug.
available on
Links
all
in the
formats.
description because he's going to forget as usual and Tal's going to tell him and remind him, so we'll let
Links
you
are
know.
in the description. Of course, there's a few. Actually, Arsenal playing over in Dubai. It's a bit of a surprise fixture.
Yeah.
They're going over there for some warm weather training. They're going to be having a game over there. We're trying to see if we can get out there for that as well. So that would be good to get out there. And then basically a couple of weekends.
Don Robbie.
But
Man's
we'll
going to
be-
get out the Louis glasses.
we'll be back. We'll be back. I like
Living
Dubai,
life
man.
in Dubai.
Dubai's nice.
I saw your last trip to Dubai.
Yeah, man.
Loving life.
I'm up for that. You know what I mean? If it's doable. But listen, we'll be back with some more podcasts throughout this period. You know what I mean? And
We ain't done a poll.
what do you want to do a poll on?
Do you think we're going to qualify against Napoli?
Okay, there you go. Will Arsenal qualify against Napoli over the 2 legs? Let us know in the poll. It's as tough as it gets. But I kind of get the feeling that maybe it's a good thing.
Oh, actually, no. Change the poll. Change the poll. Really good one.
Go on. I know it's going to be. Yeah.
Is it because of me and Troops that we won our last 2 games? Yes or no?